After years of living the high life in Hollywood, Pamela Anderson made a major shift. She left the glitz and glamour behind and moved back to Canada to reconnect with her roots. Her family's large property, nestled in the peaceful countryside, became her sanctuary. With a deep love for the land, she poured herself into renovating the sprawling estate and transforming it into the perfect blend of rustic charm and modern comforts. Gardening became a natural extension of her desire for a simpler, more fulfilling life. Over the next few years, she dedicated herself to her garden, creating beautiful outdoor spaces and experimenting with organic farming techniques. Alongside her gardening, Pamela began crafting her preserves, jams, and sauces, turning what she grew into delectable homemade treats. She started sharing her progress and passions in a Hulu series, showcasing her renovation projects, gardening techniques, and new culinary creations. Pamela was no longer just the blonde bombshell of Baywatch fame. She had evolved into a true culinary and gardening expert, with a deep love for nourishing her friends, family, and herself. After years of living in the spotlight, Pamela Anderson's decision to leave the bright lights of Hollywood for the tranquil, slower-paced lifestyle of Canada marked a significant turning point in her life. Growing up in Canada, Pamela had always felt a connection to the natural world. Her family's expansive property, tucked away in the serene landscape of Vancouver Island, had been passed down through generations, and it was here that Pamela sought solace and purpose. The house itself was a grand old estate, requiring extensive renovations to bring it into the 21st century. But this was exactly what Pamela was looking for, a project that allowed her to dive deep into something meaningful. She began by clearing out overgrown spaces, bringing new life to the land, and learning about sustainable farming methods. Gardening quickly became her outlet. Each plant she tended to, each seed she planted, symbolized her desire to reconnect with the earth, providing nourishment not only for her body, but also for her spirit. The experience of working the soil reminded her of her childhood and gave her a sense of fulfillment she hadn't known in years. But it wasn't just about the garden. Pamela's kitchen became her next frontier. She took the organic vegetables, fruits, and herbs from her garden and began experimenting with new recipes. She loved to share her harvest, turning them into jams, sauces, and preserves, and her family and friends quickly became her biggest fans. Pamela's social media accounts began to reflect this new passion, with posts showcasing her love for cooking, gardening, and sustainability. It wasn't long before a streaming service took notice of her transformation. Hulu offered her the opportunity to create a docuseries chronicling her renovations and gardening projects. This was her chance to combine her love of home, cooking, and gardening in a way that felt authentic, and fans were eager to see this new side of Pamela. She wrote a cookbook filled with easy-to-follow recipes that celebrated simple, sustainable living. The book was an instant success, resonating with fans who had followed her renovation journey and now embraced her culinary endeavors. In interviews, Pamela spoke of how cooking connected her to her childhood and allowed her to nurture others in a deeply fulfilling way. Her cookbook reflected her philosophy: cooking with love, creating joy, and making the most out of what you have. As Pamela settled into her new routine, she began to see the impact of her gardening beyond just the aesthetic pleasure it gave her. The fruits and vegetables she grew weren't only a way to reconnect with the earth, but they also served as the core ingredients for a new chapter in her life: cooking. But now, cooking wasn't just something she did for fun, it was a serious creative outlet. Her cooking evolved from quick, simple meals to more intricate dishes that emphasized fresh, local ingredients. With a renewed sense of purpose, Pamela started making jam, preserves, and fermented foods from what she grew in her garden. She found joy in turning the fruits of her labor into something that could be enjoyed all year long. "It feels like magic," she said in one of her interviews, turning a few simple ingredients into something that brings people together. The success of her cookbook naturally led to an opportunity Pamela couldn't pass up: a cooking show on Food Network Canada. The series, Pamela's Cooking with Love, would showcase her love for fresh ingredients, gardening, and home-cooked meals with a cozy, intimate vibe. The show's premise was simple, yet appealing. Pamela invited professional chefs and close friends over to her home to create meals together. The goal wasn't just about cooking, but about fostering a genuine sense of connection and sharing. Whether they were making homemade preserves or trying new recipes, the show was about taking time to enjoy the little things and make memories through cooking. Pamela's natural charisma and infectious laughter drew viewers in, and the show quickly became a hit. Her heartfelt passion for the kitchen, paired with her genuine enthusiasm for gardening, made her an inspiration to those tuning in from all over. Riding the success of her cookbook and docuseries, Pamela Anderson's next venture was something her fans never saw coming: a cooking show on Food Network Canada. As Pamela often said, "It's about cooking with love and letting that energy infuse everything you make." The show became a hit in Canada and beyond, and Pamela's fans were eager to see more of her behind-the-scenes life, where cooking, gardening, and creativity blended seamlessly. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Meghan Markle had embarked on her own journey into the lifestyle and cooking space. After stepping back from royal duties, Meghan found her own voice as a content creator, focusing on wellness, self-care, and family life. Meghan's new project took shape as a Netflix cooking series titled With Love, Meghan. In the teaser for her show, Meghan was seen picking fresh vegetables from her garden, sitting down to a cozy meal with friends, and hosting intimate dinner parties. The concept of the show was similar to Pamela's: cooking with love, elevating simple dishes, and embracing the joy of food. It didn't take long for eagle-eyed fans to start comparing the trailers for both shows. Social media was abuzz with speculation about the striking similarities between Pamela Anderson's Pamela's Cooking with Love and Meghan Markle's With Love, Meghan. The conversation sparked a flurry of debates. Some defended Meghan, saying that both women were simply tapping into the same cultural zeitgeist surrounding sustainability and cooking. Others pointed to the timing of the trailers, with Pamela's teaser coming first, and speculated that Meghan had borrowed heavily from Pamela's concept. It was hard to ignore the striking similarities between the two, and the question on everyone's mind was whether Meghan's show was truly a copy or just a coincidence. As the internet exploded with comparisons, the debate grew more heated. Some fans defended Pamela, calling her show an authentic expression of her passion for cooking and gardening, while others insisted that Meghan's series felt like a carbon copy, albeit with a royal twist. The debates raged across social media, with people taking sides. In a viral tweet, one fan wrote, "If you watch the trailer for Pamela's new show, it's a more authentic version of what Meghan was trying to achieve," while another said, "The entire concept is strikingly similar." A third chimed in, "Markle's show is a straight copy of Pamela Anderson's cooking and entertaining show. Go look at the trailer!" The accusations of copying became the talk of the town, leading to further speculation about the timing of both shows. Pamela's teaser had dropped months before Meghan's, leading some to wonder whether the Duchess had been inspired by Pamela's earlier success in the lifestyle space. Meanwhile, others pointed out that both women were simply part of a broader trend in lifestyle and cooking shows, and that the similarities were not necessarily deliberate. In the end, the real question seemed to be whether there was space for both women in the lifestyle and cooking space. The parallels between their shows raised eyebrows, but could they both thrive in a space large enough for many similar concepts? After all, Cooking with Love, whether it's Pamela's rustic charm or Meghan's royal flair, was a theme that could resonate with a wide audience. Despite the heated debates, one thing became clear: the lifestyle and cooking space was big enough for both Pamela and Meghan. The shows, though similar, each offered something unique, from Pamela's rustic, authentic charm to Meghan's polished, aspirational approach. And as the drama unfolded, viewers were left wondering whether the real lesson was about creativity, inspiration, and the power of food to bring people together. Maybe, just maybe, both women had found their way into the hearts of their fans by celebrating what they truly loved: cooking with love.